Great morning, great morning, great morning, great morning. It's time to date well marry well. Hey, great morning, great people. It is Sierra J. Exantis, and women hire me so that they can learn to date well, to marry well. So, listen, first of all, first things first, I always want to just show my thankfulness and appreciation to those of you who have supported my new project, the Date Well, Marry Well Dating Journal, the little black book for the single marriage minded woman. I have a copy right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you to those who have supported. And guess what? You can still support. The book is $29.95, and you can Cash App WOW365. You'll see my name come under Sierra Exantis, and put in your address. Cost of the book is $29.95. Yes, it's a $29.95 investment for a dating strategy. Okay, yes, a journal full of questions, full of things that you can do to improve yourself as a woman, improve your mindset, things that you can learn so much when it comes to how to date well so that you can marry well, okay? Because that's the goal. Not just marriage, but to be married well. All right, so that is that. And the last of the pre-orders have already been sent out yesterday, so you should be getting that at your doorstep soon for those of you who've ordered. All right, so let's go ahead and get into let's get into this topic. All right. Something that has just been on my mind, because I know a lot of women have this mentality that in order to get over one man, you got to get under another one. And see, that's problematic for many reasons. And I wanted to talk about that to us as ladies. So come on in, please like the video, share, subscribe. And let's get into this, okay? I want to talk about 3 reasons why that strategy, which is what I call revenge sex, is very problematic to women, very problematic to the culture, very problematic to our mind, body, our soul, our spirit. All right, so first of all, let's talk about the mental. Women are not mentally wired to do things that men do, okay? That's number one. We are not mentally wired to operate and conduct ourselves the same way that men do. Men compartmentalize sex, whereas women do not. I always say, for men, sex doesn't mean that their emotions are attached. But for us, most of the time it does. We have to work at keeping our emotions at bay when it comes to sex, whereas men don't necessarily have to do that. So mentally, not a good look. Second thing, physically. The anatomy of a man is so different than the anatomy of a woman. A man can have a sexual experience, go take a shower, going about his business, rinse off whatever, all the residue, going about his business. Whereas a woman, we are receivers. So whatever we get from that man, whether it's soul ties, whether it's a baby out of wedlock, whether it's diseases, whatever it is, we are stuck with bearing that. Not saying that men don't get soul ties or disease or anything like that, because they do. But they are more able, equipped, and more readily able, to move on from situations. Whereas women, we're usually the ones that are stuck with the consequences of reckless sex. Okay? Case in point. Woman goes out, have a good time, because she wants to be out there living her best life, getting over breakup or whatever, has a one-night stand, gets pregnant. The man who she slept with doesn't want anything to do with the baby. Now she's stuck with, do I have an abortion? Do I have the baby? That in of itself brings about trauma, okay? The idea of having to make that choice. Do I live with the consequence of of having a baby from someone that I just was out here being reckless with myself and end up getting pregnant? Do I have to live with that? Or do I live with the trauma of knowing that I have to abort, or I'm going to abort? So it goes pretty deep. So So physically, ladies, we have to know that we are up against much more. We stand more to lose and have more consequences physically than a man does. We cannot operate like men. We just simply can't. We were not made to, we're not equipped to, and really we shouldn't even want to. Self-preservation is one of the highest, most respected and regarded things about being a feminine woman. Being able to preserve yourself. You don't have to be out here just because he's out here being reckless and abandoned and he didn't appreciate you. Do you go out there and you be reckless and abandon yourself and abandon your values as well? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There should be levels to a man's access to you. And it should take more than heartache from from one man to get you into bed with somebody. It should take way more than a person not appreciating you or a person hurting you for you to want to go and mess around with somebody else. Okay, revenge sex is just not a good look for women. All right. Also, when we talk about reasons that this just doesn't make sense for women, we already talked about the mental and the physical. Let's talk about the emotional. Okay, we already talked about how we are stuck with soul ties, toxic energy from men, toxic ideas about men, about sex, just going around being with different people. It just really does something to us because sex is very emotional. That's why you have a lot of women that they don't have clarity in their spirit. They don't have peace in their spirit because there's too many people attached to who they are. Because when you attach yourself to somebody, you're attached to whoever else they were attached to and whoever else those people were attached to. And it's just a cyclical thing that continues to go on and on and on. And you can just imagine what that does to you as a woman emotionally. We already know mentally it's not a good look. Physically, it doesn't even feel right. And you're left with so many consequences. But emotionally, emotionally, sex should be something that once you complete that experience with someone, you feel loved, you feel honored, you feel protected, you feel respected, you feel happy, not regretful. And this isn't to make anybody feel bad about past decisions because I myself have not always made the best decisions. So that's why I'm telling you this, because I'd be remiss if I did not share with you what I know based on my own experiences. But emotionally, we want to preserve ourselves for people who deserve that part of us, who deserve to access us in that level. Don't ever allow your experience with a man to dictate how you move with other men. And I know a lot of women do emotional, get very emotional, and they have revenge sex and these revenge, and they date, with revenge dating in terms of being with other men just to try to appease the heartache from a man who hurt them. But in the process of doing that, by feeling like, well, this man hurt me, so now I'm going to hurt men. Now I'm not going to take men seriously because of one or two experiences. And men do it too, but I'm more so talking to the ladies because we seem to be the ones that are losing in this area, as evidenced by culture, as evidenced by the things that we see that's going on in relationships, lack of family, so many single parents, so many women that are not, that don't feel good within themselves because of those decisions. Sis, you are worth more. You are worth more, and you should demand more of yourself and respect yourself because really you are the first person to teach people how to treat you. Okay? So again, if a man mishandled you, don't you be the one to mishandle yourself. Okay? You deserve so much more than just to be getting up underneath somebody trying to spite someone else. Just like my mom used to say, and my grandma still says sometimes, don't cut your nose off to spite your face. That's an old time saying. But really what it's saying is, don't go abandoning yourself and belittling yourself, devaluing yourself, running up your miles just because you're trying to prove a point to somebody else. No, you always remain a lady at all times. Men respect ladies. And just because one man didn't respect you doesn't mean that there isn't somebody else out there who will. All right? This has been Sierra J. Exantis. Please visit my website if you need help with anything concerning relationships, dating, anything of that sort. please reach out for a consult. I would love to be able to speak with you about ways in which I can help you date well so that you can marry well. Thanks so much. DateWellMarryWell.com. Bye.